Louisa didn't want me to start recording, but I just ignored her, and I hit the button. And here we go. Critique-Opolis, episode, what is it, 43? 44? I don't know.
So, I think it's 42.
42, all right. I was getting a little ahead of myself. So we just saw Twister, with Glenn Powell, and usually we don't do recaps of movies we see in the theater because they're too upfront, they're too new, they're too in the zeitgeist. But I hate to admit it, I fucking like that guy. I think he's my new guy.
That's a really good new choice for a new guy.
He's my guy. I'm okay with him.
Well, good, because he's about to be in everything if he hasn't already.
He's 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐞, and
not bad on the eyes.
No, I know, even for the straight guys. He was in the. For those of you who don't know, he was in The Dark Knight Returns. He was the stockbroker who got his head slammed into the counter by Bane. Just that bit part, you were pretty much geared to not like him, but yeah, he went on. He's clearly gone on to bigger and better things. I think he was somebody who just moved from Texas out to Hollywood and just did the grind and auditioned like everywhere. I think he was out there for 15 years. Dark Knight was, at least that one was like at least 12 years old, 12, 13 years old, maybe 15. I don't know, it's an older one, but
2012.
Oh my God, really? So what, 12 years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So yeah, he's been at it for a while. He's been out there. That was his first movie, so yeah,
I think that was his first movie, yeah.
So he was out there for 3 years before he got that ish.
Working hard.
Yeah. Glenn, you're killing it. We love you. Keep it up.
And thank you for your service.
He wasn't in the military, was he?
No, I
just played a guy who was.
Saw a photo that made me want to say that.
Louisa picked out a movie for the next show, but I think, are we going to get into that now or later? You want to talk about what's going on in
Before we sign off, let's mention the next movie.
All right.
That sounds good. But we are talking about...
We're talking about we only got, just so everybody knows, I think we only got like, we're going to cap it at 40.
Cap what at 40?
Time.
Okay.
Because I only got so much left. Where do I want to start with? Apple is currently pinching pennies on Apple TV Plus content, which I find pretty interesting. I think, is it this one or is it?
It's pinching pennies.
Yeah, no, but there was just to give you the crossover here. The $3 trillion company. Shit, that's big. That one.
I know. I saw that. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
When I saw that today, I was reading earlier, and I was like, $3 trillion. Is that a T?
That is so much
trillion?
money.
I can't, like, a million, a billion.
Look at all those idiots who buy. Sorry if you're an Apple iPhone user out there, but
we are not.
They spend what, $1,000, $2,000 on a phone.
One single phone, and then they upgrade not long after that.
Yeah, like 18 months later. Knuckleheads. But that being said, once lured A-listers with seemingly unlimited budgets is now playing it cautious, canceling shows more readily than scrutinizing costs. Even hit our series that were once thought to be immune, like Severance, despite its critical acclaim and Emmy nominations, is feeling the squeeze. The show's first season ran $40 million over budget.
Can you imagine having a budget and not only having
TV?
running over $40 million?
$40 million.
$40 million. I'm just asking for $1 million, by the way. Anybody out there?
With season 2 episodes costing $20 million each. I read this like 4 days ago, but I can't believe that. Like, remember the stars of Friends were making, what were they making, like $1
$1 million
million?
an episode, yeah.
I mean, that was the bulk of the production cost because they own that, they had that stage and everything was pretty much on that stage.
For years.
But, yeah, wow. This isn't even the actors. That's just the whole thing cost $20 million.
I remember when it was a
for
really
one
big
show.
deal. Not to talk over you. When Julia Roberts was getting paid $20 million a movie, they made a really big deal out of that.
Yeah, I remember there was like lots of like, just if you just want to, we could turn this into a conversation about inflation easy. Remember Waterworld? You were
Vaguely, yeah.
When that was 95, and that was Costner was on a roll until he hit that one. That's where he stumbled a bit because I was in Hawaii when that was starting to come out, and it came out right when I got back, and it was supposed to be the big summer blockbuster, but it ran like I remember it was supposed to be like 40 or 60 million bucks, and it ballooned into like 120 or 140 or something.
Oh my.
And that was what happened to the budget on that movie was it was more talked about. It got more press than the actual movie. And the movie didn't do well. I think they made everything back over the long term, over like VHS rentals and stuff like that. But not initial
opening.
It wasn't, not really, because the whole thing was on the water, and they built this giant set, and part of it sank. And
it was a huge undertaking.
But
and then it had Kevin Costner in it, so that was a big deal.
Yeah, it's always interesting to hear about movies that like they have such grand expectations for how they're going to go, and then you just start hearing about budget problems, and it's almost like snowball effect with budget problems when the media starts to get wind of how it's not going awesome. It's almost like problems just cascade. But anyway, cost cutting could mean fewer lavish productions and more focus on budget friendly hits for Apple, which is it just makes business sense. It's a significant change for a company known for its deep pockets. That's funny. Like it's almost like we got so much money. It's like we're not worried about. We're making interest on the money in every direction. So it's kind of hard to make as long as you have a good quality show. It almost shouldn't matter what it costs. But it mirrors a broader industry trends. I found this part funny. Mirrors a broader industry trend towards profitability in streaming. Like any business is supposed to be profitable. Why would it be a trend to be profitable? If you're putting something on if you have a platform and you're putting content on it for pay, you would expect it to make money. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody who subscribes to Apple TV Plus, what happens with the Severance episodes next season. If you can see it, you know what? I don't think most of that stuff is in boardrooms and in offices and stuff. I'm surprised it costs that much because I think they like to do some shoots in like exotic locations with private jets and helicopters and crap. But
I don't even know this show.
It's a guy builds a media empire, and then he like his kids want to take it over. Brian Cox is in it. Macaulay Culkin, Kieran Culkin's one of the kids.
Okay.
But and there's one of the guys who played the traitor in The Big Short is in it. I mean, you haven't seen it, so it doesn't matter. And then what's next? Discovery. This was interesting. Warner Brothers Discovery is making a last-minute play to hold on to the NBA rights. Like their TV. This is just really a conversation around, is television going to be able to hold on to sports? Because if they lose sports, they're fucked.
That's it for television.
Television, which is really crazy. Like, as we're talking about this is the really interesting thing about how media progresses. Like, growing up, everything there was like, I grew up in northern Michigan. My mom and my dad split. My mom got cable. My dad just had network television, which meant ABC, CBS, and NBC. Those are the three networks, and then you maybe had some public access thing. And you could rent movies in VHS, or you'd go to the movies, like at your local theater. Music was on records and cassette tapes, but shows were controlled by three big companies, and that's it. There were like, I know younger people, if anybody young is listening to this, they're like, okay, yeah, there was a time before the internet, but like when you lived through it, like all the family interaction was around dinner and the television. And I think that was pretty much from the 50s up through the 80s and 90s. And now the big foothold that TV has is, it's not even really news anymore, because news you can get everywhere, and it's being diffused through social media and just independent people who film stuff.
And you hear about it immediately. I always think about that whenever, whatever the subject matter may be, a big story breaks or something happens. All you have to do is click open your phone, whatever. Click on your phone, and there it is right there. And then you're texting your friends, or you're emailing your mom or something, and like, did you see what happened? And I mean, literally the story just happened 3 minutes ago.
It happens in front of you. It happens in front of you. I found out about somebody shooting Trump in the bathroom. Like you'd hear somebody say something at school, and then you'd go home and watch the updates on the news. Or like when the war broke out in what was the first? Was it Desert Storm or?
Yeah, Desert Storm. I think
that was 90. Was that the one in like 91?
Maybe.
There was the other one. I
get them confused.
The one that happened in the 90 or 91, that was on, like, you'd come home from school and that was on television. That was it.
And I didn't grow up with television at all. We had like a little black and white, you set up like the rabbit ears and you move the antenna to see if you can get like a good picture, a good, what do you call it? Like it reception. Coming in. Thank you, reception. And I remember Mom tuning into the news for Desert Storm.
Sports now is the one revenue center that television has. And if they lose that, which ultimately is going to happen, that's it. In our lifetime, we'll have seen like the key media device dissolve. And it was in every single home. Even you didn't have a big television, but you had a little TV. Everybody had a television.
Well, and we had the newspaper. We got the newspaper every week, and
those are gone.
And those are really gone. And I liked the newspaper for what I read in the newspaper. It was not the sports section or things like that. Speaking of sports, what'll be really interesting to see? The Olympics start tomorrow. And the Olympics are a big deal, and NBC owns, would you say, all the rights to showing the Olympics on TV? So it'll be interesting later to see the numbers, how they compare to years past.
Who's going to make a bid for that in the next one? Is it going to be Apple? Is it going to be Netflix? Is it going to be some other? Yeah,
is it going to even be on TV?
Which is funny because television makes a big, the pageantry of the opening. It's like people gather to see that.
They do.
And now, like people have television, people have televisions in bars. And how's that, like if sports goes to a streaming platform, I wonder how that's going to impact things like sports bars.
What I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that will be interesting.
Like if you don't subscribe, like if you have maybe, what would be really interesting is if instead of, like if you want to stream, because they control their own data, right? If they know that you're beaming it into, I don't know if they can do this or not. If they know that you have a feed and you've got like 20 televisions, if they start charging you by device.
Like at the bar, you mean?
Yeah, because like in Buffalo Wild Wings, they've got like fucking 20 televisions
Yeah.
in there? Because I know they're already talking, they're supposedly doing that with Netflix. I'm on my brother's account, and that's going to...
That's been for a long time. That's nice that you can still get on his account, because
I'm lucky.
apparently that's really difficult now for people, and it costs extra money.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling, I mean, sports bars prices, things might go down from where they are now, but I think they might stay at some sort of like low-level plateau, if you will, because, I mean, that's a really big pastime. People doing that and go, I don't know. Not that I'm one of those people, but I know that's the thing that people do, so.
Like, just taking customers out to, like, for drinks and, like, my whole banking and advertising career, that was a thing. Like, you take people out to the bar and they'd watch the game and all that kind of stuff. But the article goes on to say, the media giant, which has aired NBA games on TNT for over 30 years, is
TNT.
attempting to match Amazon's rumored $1.8 billion offer, which is nothing for them. They're like, we
Yeah,
don't care.
absolutely nothing.
And this is the funny thing, is that Warner Brothers, I think they had to try to get a line of credit to be able to match it.
Probably. Yikes.
This comes as WBD simultaneously cuts 1,000 jobs, raising eyebrows across the industry. NBA, which has been cozying up to streaming platforms, now faces a tough call: stick with WBD's cable-heavy approach or embrace Amazon's Prime Video feature. I'm sure that like if it comes down to it's, you know, Amazon's going to be, all right, make it $2.5 billion. We'll make it back.
This is Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
That
Warner
they're trying
Brothers
to...
Discovery, yeah. The NBA, which has now been cozying up streaming platforms, now faces a tough call, blah, blah, blah. WBD's play isn't without risks. They're reportedly securing a line of credit to match Amazon's upfront payment.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like, that's not good. Like, Amazon's just got it in their coffers.
Yeah,
They're like, we'll just reach into this drawer and pull out $2 billion. It's like, we don't even have to list it with the bank.
No big deal.
Yeah, that's, seriously, that's Bezos' walking around money. And
Can't even imagine.
Warner Brothers has to go to the bank to be able to match it. That's not awesome. How they'll fund this, reportedly securing a line of credit to match Amazon's upfront payment, and questions linger on how they're going to fund this massive deal as cable TV declines. Stakes are huge for WBD. Losing the NBA could be a massive blow to the sports portfolio. It could be, is not even that. I don't even know why they wrote that, because that's the linchpin. If the NBA goes, NFL's going to
Follow.
hockey, like they're all going to leave. Let me see, what else do I have to tell you here? YouTube's ad revenue growth hit a speed bump. Big deal. In development. Have you heard about this? Pressure. This movie Pressure.
I have not.
Another one of your boyfriends. Brandon
Who
Fraser.
said he was one of my boyfriends?
You like Brendan Fraser.
Fraser. I know who Brendan Fraser is, but he's not one of my boyfriends.
Okay, whatever. She loves him. Are you ready for this? He's going to play Dwight D. Eisenhower.
In Pressure, a D-Day movie about the tense days leading up to the Normandy landings.
Hit the more button and look at the resemblance that they created. Is that not
Whoa,
isn't
no
that crazy?
way.
That looks just like him, doesn't it?
Whoa, so this is a photo of Brendan Fraser and then Brendan Fraser as Dwight D. Eisenhower. Wow, that has some good hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Nominated for Oscars in hair and makeup styling.
Oscar winner Brendan Fraser has been set to play Supreme Allied Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower in working title in Studio Canal's upcoming D-Day movie, Pressure. Fraser joins BAFTA winner Andrew Scott, who, as we revealed Friday, will star in the ticking clock drama about the tense days leading up to the Normandy landing. That'll be interesting. I'll see that. That'll be a heavy drama movie.
Good historical.
And Moira Tierney I found this interesting, and I don't even watch Law and Order, but it makes it like she seems like a great fit for this Law and Order.
A really
season
great fit.
24 as a lieutenant. She was in Twisters
She was.
as what's her face's mom. What's that girl's name?
Daisy Edgar Jones.
Yeah, she pops up towards the end of the movie.
And also, can I just say, because I didn't before, she looks good.
Oh yeah,
She looks really good.
she's really holding
like
it together. She's got she just has that youthful, relaxed face.
And she's kept it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's nice. It's
You know
just
what
nice
that
to
is?
see.
Shea butter.
This is Jay's new favorite thing.
I love it. It's the greatest. I'm gonna look this good for the next 20 years.
I mean, it's really good stuff.
What else in development caught your eye? Those are my two big ones.
I have to pull it up. Let's see. Well, the Maura Tierney thing. Is she a granddaughter or someone? Her
I
parents
think
are
so.
famous. I meant to, yeah, because there's someone from like back in the day in the movie with her last name. Well, you know what I mean.
I can Wikipedia
okay,
while you
thank you.
talk. I'll Wikipedia while you talk about
That
your
would be
next,
great.
yeah.
One of my boyfriends here is mentioned, Zac Efron. I don't know that I'll see this movie, but he's going to be starring in a dual role for A24's Jodie Hill thriller Famous. I'm not familiar with any of that, but that means that he'll be in 2 different roles in this one movie, and it's a thriller, so good luck, Zach. I'm sure he'll do fine, but that's not my type of Zach movie. Let's see what else. Not a whole bunch of other stuff. Robert Pattinson is in talks to star opposite Jennifer Lawrence in Lynn Ramsey's thriller Die My Love. Oh, another thriller. Woo! With Martin Scorsese producing. I do like Jennifer Lawrence. She's great. I like her a lot.
She was in Insomnia?
Who was in Insomnia?
Oh my God. Moira Turney.
Is that a movie or a TV show?
It's actually a movie based on a movie which, oh God, it was one of Christopher Nolan's movies. Robin Williams and Al Pacino. But, oh yeah, she was one of the other cops.
Oh, I think I might know this movie.
But there was a Finnish or Swedish movie with Stellan Skarsgård, and he played Al Pacino's role. And I think it was the same name. But
Like a scary movie?
no, it's a movie about 2 cops from L.A. and they're tracking down a murderer in Alaska, and they go up there and one of the cops is being investigated for either hiding money or killing somebody accidentally and trying to avoid like culpability for it, and IA's coming down on him, and it's kind of making him it's on his mind, so it's hard for him to concentrate on anything else. And now that they're in Alaska, I don't know if it's the sun. It's in months that the sun never sets, and so Al Pacino kind of comes apart.
Yeah,
he's trying to hang up blankets over the windows in his motel to be able to fall asleep, and he can't fall asleep, and it's making him go a little batty. But Stellan Skarsgård, I saw the video case for this years ago, and I haven't been able to find it since. We're off on a little bit of a tangent here. I'm trying to see here if...
That's okay. We might have to check out Insomnia in some form or another.
Because I never saw the original, and this is maybe it'll say up here. Remake of the 1997 Norwegian film of the same name. Yep, there it is. This is the original. Oops. This is the original.
Oh, wow. What year was that?
97.
Okay. And this is the international one or the Hollywood?
Yeah, well, the international. Detective investigating a murder in a town located in the Arctic Circle. So they, Alaska doubled for the Arctic Circle. And then who was that? Stellan Skarsgård was the big one. But yeah, it's kind of tough to find.
I feel like I would watch that.
It was good. Robin Williams was the bad guy in the new one, in the one with Al Pacino.
Love Robin Williams.
Moira Turney. I didn't see. Actually, I can just do this. Watch this, everybody.
Yep, watch this
Who
on your
is Moira Turney
YouTube listening.
related to? No, not Moira Turney.
So I'll just keep things going a little
Yeah.
here while we're still finding out some more extra information. Moving on from development, passing through deals, and going to the business section of the dailies, which, by the way, we love the dailies. Thank you. The BBC is laying off more than 500 staff members by March 2026.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's really sad. That breaks my heart. That's a lot of people. But they apparently have a huge, or they're projecting, I should say, a huge financial deficit. And so they have to lay people off. But that's really bad. That's awful.
They've been.
I mean, I guess it's going to be over time, so that's not as bad, but it's still bad. Like, that's a lot of people. More than 500 people?
Yeah, for a news agency.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Moira Turney. I'm sure everyone's like riveted by this info.
You and I.
No, real estate. Prosperous politician and city councilman.
Not someone in acting.
I don't think so. I mean, I'll find it later. I'll find it tomorrow, and then we'll put it on the next podcast. I don't know who it is, but you're probably right. Talks about a lot about her, but it doesn't say who she was related to. At least not in this one. Anyway, all right, so the BBC is imploding. What else is happening? AMC Entertainment secures refinancing deal extending $2.45 billion in debt maturities, strengthening its financial outlook, which is cool. I always like to hear good news about a movie theater chain. I know they have their own content, but
Who's the movie theater chain?
AMC.
Okay.
I'm assuming if you listen to this, you like going to the movies, and even though you can see pretty much everything at home now, I don't know. There's nothing. In our humble opinions, there's nothing like going to a movie theater.
Absolutely not. There's nothing like that. And again, agreed. It's fine to watch a movie, stay at home and watch a movie. I mean, I like staying in and watching a movie too. And sometimes, you can find movies at the theater or you can find movies streaming. And that's like...
It's just a different experience, especially when there's trailers that haven't hit the internet yet, that they're just doing theatrical.
I do really love going to the movie theater. I think a few weeks ago I went to the movie theater 4 days in a row.
Really? Mm-hmm. God, you're going way more than me. Before I forget my recipe.
Oh, I'm glad that you remember that. Do you want to share your recipe?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We made this yesterday. I've done this recipe before. This is totally off the cuff. I'm not reading off anything. This grilled cheese sandwich with hot honey. So one of our local, one of my fellow vendors at the Ann Arbor Market, shout out to White Lotus Farms. They make a country levain loaf of bread, no processed stuff in it.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it's really good. We made thick cuts of that, and we made this in the air fryer. So butter the sides that are down. They don't really brown. That's the only thing. I'm sure you could do this another way, but we love using the air fryer. So
I quite honestly, personally, don't mind not browning.
Okay. On one side, pepper jack cheese. On the other side, what was it, Colby? Mm-hmm. Colby. And then Pimento
spread.
spread on one of them.
Which, by the way, if you've never had it, you should really find it somewhere and try it because
So
you
good.
will be like, oh, I love this
It's
stuff.
delicious. When I had the hot dog cart, I had a specialty hot dog. I'd put that on.
Oh, yeah?
Charged like $11 for it, but it was
Way worth it.
Yeah, totally, because those things are like $10.
Yeah.
What else? Chicken, or like, what did you have? Sliced turkey?
Turkey breast, yep.
Turkey, or you can also do, what was the other one that you, I guess if you had grilled chicken breast, you could put that on there
You could
too.
do grilled chicken breast, yeah.
And then a little pepperoni.
I liked it with the deli meat.
Yeah, easier to manipulate, and then some pepperoni, and then throw it in the air fryer, 375 for 3 minutes, and then before you fold, they're open face, right? So when you take them out, before you jam them together, you put a little bit of arugula in the middle, and then pour hot honey all over it, and then jam it together. You could also throw a tomato in there. That'd make it really good. But
Yeah, we thought about some other things you could put in it. I mean, you could really put whatever you want in it.
I was
But
telling
we
you
had-
yesterday that scrambled egg in there would be really good.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, another recipe, JAY, Hey Honey, or heyhoney.biz. Keep it in mind. And then what else?
Absolutely
Yeah.
delicious. We made them twice.
Made them today
Once
too.
yesterday, once today.
What? Oh, before I forget, what's your? We pretty much covered everything that's in the big deal Hollywood news, right? What's your?
I think so.
What's your pick for your next movie? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna sneeze. Oh, what a mess you made! Oh, gross.
He exaggerates, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely.
Oh my God! Half your brain came out with that one. You didn't have your movie up and ready.
No, I have it. It's right here.
What do we
Okay,
got?
the movie that we're watching and reviewing next is called The Grizzlies. It's from 2018. It is a sports drama movie.
What? We're watching you're recommending we watch a sports movie?
Well, that's what it says on the internet. I don't know that well, yeah, I guess it's a
Well,
sports
give me the
drama movie.
synopsis.
In a small town in the Arctic, lacrosse transforms the lives of Inuit students when they learn how to play the game. That's my movie.
Lacrosse in the Arctic.
Lacrosse in the Arctic.
Okay.
This guy comes in from, I'm not sure where, but to this town where, you know, they live in the middle of nowhere. They have a way of life and they need something to focus on, I think, that's like happy and uplifting. And he apparently has experience in lacrosse as well as trying to be an educator. And that's a really bad run-on sentence, but I don't know. He
I'm
teaches
just
these
trying to think of like how many
kids to play lacrosse.
they do this with like every sport. You know, they did that with the
They do. I
Hispanic
realize.
kids
I
in
realize.
Texas. But they make them into a golf team, and then they do it with a track team. And they've done it with football. Like every sport, they have like, you can do it.
But I just did a search
knew you
and
were
it came
dork
up,
and
and I
every
was
other-
like, "This looks good. This looks like a Louisa movie."
All right, and it's called what?
It's called The Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
The team is called The Grizzlies.
I had a funny feeling. Who's the anybody we know in it or
Nope.
directing? Not even directing?
I don't think so.
Oh, all right. Well, we're gonna weigh in on that next week.
I just think it would be a fun watch
Where'd you see that?
on Netflix.
Have you seen it already or no?
Nope, I've never seen it before. Just caught my interest. Oh my
what?
goodness.
What? Spill it.
I'm looking at the cast, and one of the cast members is
Glenn
a guy.
Powell.
Well, that would be lovely. But they are in the Arctic, so
What?
they'll be wearing lots of clothes. It's Will Sasso. He is in Loudermilk. He's
Let me see him.
the roommate who's pretending not to be an alcoholic, who's pretending to
I
be a
know that guy.
sponsor.
Yeah.
So that'll be kind of interesting because
Oh,
this is from a long time ago.
It's all Inuit or like native cast. Mm-hmm. What about my guy who was in Wind Talkers? Is he in it? He's in every movie that has Indians.
I don't know.
Nope.
Look at show more.
Doesn't look like it. He's like, if you're a native actor and you don't get picked for like, they make like one movie that has natives in it like every 3 years, and you don't get picked for it, you got to be pissed. Vinny, no, I don't know any of these guys. Oh, that's rough. Alice King just texted you.
Okay.
I'm going to respond and say something inappropriate. All
Please
right,
don't.
no, I won't. Fine. Is that it? Are we caught up?
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, kabam, that's it. Hugs and kisses. Keep going to the movies. We'll have something for you in a week. Toodaloos.
Bye.